Okay, so
Looks like we got power.
yeah.
Where were we?
So you were on the just found out you were going to San Diego instead of the Great Lakes.
Oh yeah, that was a nice trip. You know, the Pullman was great, and you know everybody sat and we had a good time. You know, and playing cards, and then we get into Barstow, and Barstow's not much of a town, and this one kid had a fake ID card. You know, so not fake, but what do you call it? One that made him of age. Had one card, one ID card. So he went over across the tracks and went to the liquor store, and he got he and another kid, and they both bought a bottle of hooch. He came back to the Pullman because they had parked us on a siding and said we had to wait until another train would pick us up, which would be later on in the evening. And okay, so that same ID card went over to that liquor store, the same liquor store, 12 more times.
With different people?
With different people. There was 24 of us on board that Pullman. And by the time everything was done, everybody had a bottle of hard stuff, you know.
Uh-huh.
And by the time we got to San Diego, even the porter was so smashed nobody could figure out what we were going to do. And we pull into San Diego, and we're supposed to take the San Diego, and no, we pull into L.A. first. We go straight into L.A. And we got to take the San Diego and down to San Diego. And they said, okay, you go in the steps on the last car, you know. It was ready to leave when we got there, so they had to wait a little bit. So anyway, we went in the last car on this San Diego, and the first thing these guys wanted to do, where's the club car? And there's not one of them that's old enough.
Uh-huh.
And so all these guys start working their way up the aisles trying to find the club car. Well, the club car is always about second or third from the engine.
Okay.
And about halfway there, the conductor met him. And they all came back with the conductor herding them.
Oh, no.
I didn't try it. I didn't want any more after that. I mean, I'd had all I needed.
Yeah.
And anyway, we got to San Diego and we get unloaded and get on this bus and went over out to NTC, Navy Training Center. And this is about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, Sunday night, because it took us from Saturday morning clear till Sunday night to get where we were going.
Wow.
And anyway, they took us in the mess hall, and the only thing we got was like cold sandwiches. But it was food, and everybody was hungry, and we ate. And then they said, okay, now. They picked out, I don't know, probably 10 or maybe 12, split us in two groups anyway, something like that. And they said, come on, we got to go over and help out, you know, while they were passing out uniforms and various things for the new recruits. Well, they put us to work.
Wow.
We're in civvies,
Uh-huh.
and we go to work. And I got a job cutting stencils.
Huh.
They handed me this big round machine, and these guys would come up and tell me how to spell their name, and I'd place this handle and cut the letters out and the numbers because I had to do their serial number
Uh-huh.
that they got, back at the when we first got the physical, they gave you a serial number.
Oh, okay.
And you had to either write it down or remember it, one or the other. So now I understand they use the Social Security number.
Okay.
You only have one number to remember then.
Okay.
But like now, I could still remember my Navy serial number, nice and easy. But anyway, that's what I did
Yeah.
until the sun came up.
Oh my goodness.
And then they said, okay, we'll go over and get you guys some little sleep, I guess it was. So we went, they took us to this empty barracks. They said, okay, you guys can sleep for a couple of hours. And, okay, nothing but bare mattresses on these bunks.
Gee whiz.
So, but that didn't make any difference. We had to roll on it.
Yeah.
And all the time we're carrying our little suitcases and bags and all of this stuff. And then we get a chance to go to the chow hall and get some breakfast. And then we work some more. You know,
And still no uniform.
still no uniform. It was Tuesday before I got a uniform. And I think it was Tuesday night before we got a barracks to stay in. But what happened is they were taking guys in the Navy so thick and fast, and they cut down from 13 weeks basic or boot camp to 9 weeks. So this was already the second week of January. And I finished up the what was it? The first week of March. I was out of boot camp,
Okay.
so I didn't stay there very long.
Yeah.
But I guess it was probably 9 weeks. But like I said, we didn't do anything the first week hardly. First 3 days.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of things they goofed on, changing over from 13 to 9. And 1 week was supposed to be, you did, had to either work in the galleys or at mess cooks or something like that. But our company they sent us to, the physical department, where they came in and did the physicals. And I got assigned to help this one kid. Corpsman there was drawing blood, because everybody had to have a blood sample.
Okay.
And they had this big counter there, and you go up and you lay your arm down and go like that. Well, these guys had come in, and when I first went in there, this corpsman said, okay, you're going to help me. And he told me what to do and all of that. And then we get up to the counter there, and he's got this whole big line of guys standing there. And he looked at me and he says, have you ever drawn blood before? And I said, no. He said, come here and I'll show you how. And these guys start backing away.
I bet.
It was, really comical to watch this.
Yeah.
And even so, he'd draw the blood, and then I'd take it and put it in this rack. That's all I did. Just take the test tube and put it in this rack, after he'd draw it. And then he'd put the stopper on it and hand it to me, and then I'd set it in this rack.
Okay.
That, we're numbered.
Yeah.
So they had all that.